Hey guys, let's start with new chapter of Loyal Pin Volume 1, Chapter 25, Birthday. Pelantita's nightmare has been going on for almost a week. In a dream, she saw Princess Anil in a pitch black dress, cross stamped on her favorite smoke grey sofa by the balcony window. Constantly, she observes the rain dancing beneath the weight of the somber, overcast sky. The moment Pelantita took a seat on the couch opposite the princess, her fragile form gradually dissipated, akin to morning mist, vanishing under the gentle warmth of the sun. Pelantita extended her hand metaphorically, attempting to grasp an intangible presence in front of her. Upon the realization that everything had become void and empty, the girl swiftly crumpled, sinking to her knees beside the couch in despair. She slapped her hand against her face and began sobbing until she was nearly gasping for breath. Every time the dream reached this moment, she instinctively recoiled. Upon her initial awakening, Pelantita found that after she opened her eyes, tiny grains of sweat filled her forehead. Pelantita discovered that tiny beads of sweat adorned her forehead, her pillow, as usual, soaked in her tears. Lady Pin extended her arm to gently pull Princess Anil's nearby body closer, drawing her into an even tighter embrace until there was no space left between them. Khunpin, the drowsy but tender voice of the person next to her, whispered softly in her ear almost every time Pelantita pulled her delicate body closer than ever. Did you have a nightmare? Yes, she often answered the short question by burying her face into the warm embrace of Princess Anil's chest, as if seeking the comfort of her mother's womb. Princess Anil would reach up and gently stroke her glossy black hair, showering affectionate kisses upon the moistened forehead of the person nestled in her arms before they both swayed into slumber once more. While Pelantita couldn't sleep easily, while tonight brought a slightly more favorable circumstance than the preceding nights, with only an unoccupied space beside her in bed, it was because Princess Alissa had insisted that her younger daughter spend the entire day in the front palace and had chosen to stay in her mother's bedroom, as if Princess Anil were still a child. Princess Alissa's rationale is easily surmised, yet Pelantita feigns ignorance, deliberately avoiding its mention as if it were an unspoken secret. In fact, Princess Alissa's feelings are not much different from hers. Princess Alissa now wishes to spend as much time with her little daughter as possible. Ever since Pelantita learned of Princess Anil's impending return to England through Panaut about a week ago, she has sensed that her moments of happiness are slowly dissipating, much like steam rising and vanishing into the air. She refrained from discussing it with Princess Anil, and the princess, in turn, understood all too well that the subject was as delicate as the splinter she was more concerned about. Nevertheless, Pelantita's concerns have reached a pinnacle that she can scarcely fathom, an anxiety so encompassing it seems to shroud everything. The story of what's close at hand and an uncharted distant future. Pelantita's greatest concern is not that. Instead, it revolves around how she can carry on without the heart she has wholeheartedly bestowed upon Princess Anil, leaving nearly no remnants for herself in the process. Perhaps it's because her emotions for Princess Anil have been overwhelming for so long. However, there stands a formidable societal barrier, interwoven with a sense of indebtedness to her aunt. Therefore, Pelantita promptly resolved to dismantle this heavy, thick, formidable barrier herself. Everything she struggled to withstand was akin to powerful rapids, capable of breaching and inundating a feat beyond her own imagination. Pelantita had not originally planned to be this, emotionally attached to Princess Anil. Yet, the story has unfolded in this manner with no capacity to change. On the surface, the situation may bear some resemblance to the parting of 5 years ago, but in reality, the essence is entirely distinct. The last time around, Pelantita was ensnared by a mere crush and did not descend into the profound depths of love and a profound connection as she has now. Prior to this, Pelantita could carry on without a kiss, whether it was a delicate peck akin to the touch of a butterfly wings, or fervent kisses infused with profoundly sweet sensations. The absence of a gentle caress before falling asleep used to be of no concern to her, but this time she yearns for Princess Anil's passionate kisses and profound love, as if being cherished in such a manner is something she has never experienced depletion from in her entire life. She is uncertain that she can live without Princess Anil. Consequently, Pelantita frets about what the future holds. However, that overwhelming anxiety is momentarily assuaged by a steady, unhurried heartbeat emanating from the chest she envingly rests upon. Surprisingly, the intricately alluring fragrance she finds captivating emanates from Princess Anil's soft body. It offers a comforting embrace, lulling Pelantita back towards sleep once more. If she can sleep this time, the sole mercy she seeks from heaven is to never experience a jarring dream like that again. A white dress again? Princess Anil provided instructions while wearing a gentle smile directed toward the girl before her, who was diligently fastening the final button of her blouse with a sense of anxiety. The buttons, too? Must you fasten them all the way to the last one? I'm finding it hard to breathe. Pelantita's lips are skewed as she lifted her gaze to meet Princess Anil's, then spoke in a hushed tone. You have to. Why do I need to do that? It's too hot. Princess Anil's voice sounded adorable, prompting a fond smile to escape from the lady. Anil prefers to unveil the collar so thoroughly that you can glimpse everything beneath. Pelantita uttered these words as she tenderly ran her fingers along the prince's hairline, her touch gentle upon the rosy ear. She then leaned into plant kisses on both of the prince's cheeks. I am jealous. I don't want anyone to see it. Upon hearing that, Princess Anil was filled with joy. Why are you feeling so envious of me? I rarely go out anywhere, only occasionally meeting Prick and family members each day. Who mentioned that? There have been numerous visitors, both men and women, coming and going lately, Lady remarked, affectionately tracing her fingers along the prince's full lips. Were not you in Chinatown with mother just yesterday? Who would be concerned about me? Princess Anil said with a sweet smile. Can I see that? Lady Pelantita pondered the endearing sight before her and couldn't resist showering multiple kisses on Princess Anil's soft cheek, where a deep dimple glistened. Anil is truly delightful to behold. Upon hearing Pelantita's words, Princess Anil's dark eyes twinkled, radiating cuteness that filled the lady with joy. She was so engrossed in the story before her that she momentarily forgot her worries. At that moment, her life resembled the unaltered picture she had longed for, nearly identical to her dreams. Pelantita once dreamed that, if only she could really get married and live with Princess Anil. Pelantita's daily expectations are quite simple. She anticipates the routine of preparing Her Majesty's attire each morning, crafting snacks for tea time, and early evening as usual, engaging in cheerful conversations and laughter during the evenings, culminating in a passionate yet tender love story late at night before drifting into a peaceful slumber. All she requires is a reassuring embrace to comfort her when she awakens from a nightmare. Is Pelantita's wish too demanding? Several days ago, her aunt granted her a week's stay at the Pine Palace solely due to Princess Anil's request.